Ooh.
How difficult was that one tonight?
I definitely didn't hear you.
How difficult was that one overall?
Losing it, of course, but like just fighting back and then losing the game is probably what hurts. But for us, we can't dig ourselves a hole like that. We were down 17 in the first half, and we need to play the whole game how we played the second half.
Coach kind of echoed some of the things you said about after last game about the free throws and how just that huge number one lopsided. I mean, does that become more and more frustrating, or you have to swallow that?
I mean, some of them we have to stop fouling. I mean, just getting your arms in there. Some of them are just bad fouls. Obviously, some we think are questionable, but we can't put ourselves in that position.
Marvin hasn't played in a while, really had a nice game despite the absence. What impressed you the most?
Him defensively. I mean, he came in knowing the game plan and executed. I mean, his rotations were great tonight. I think he had one of probably his best game of the year. Obviously, it's not always about offense, but he did a hell of a job on the offensive end as well.
How impressed were you with the way he fit in and kind of established a little bit of a rhythm, given that he's been out a while?
I mean, I think he was great tonight, especially for your first game back. Being asked to do multiple things, with the coverages, especially, guarding a player like Vucevic. I mean, I think Marv did a hell of a job tonight, and we just need to keep building off of it. Of course, we wanted to win, but like I said before, if we as a team continue to play like we did in the second half, we could find ourselves winning more games.
Nemanja, you've played with him for a year and a half now. Does it ever surprise you how good of a shooter he is and how he can get on like that?
Oh, never. And I think tonight he still passed up shots that he probably should have taken, but we know what type of player he is. He's extremely unselfish, but sometimes we do wish that he would just shoot some of those. And I think he's an underrated playmaker, which is what he does when he doesn't shoot it. He gets into playmaking mode, but I think he had a great game tonight, but we didn't capitalize, on how well he played.
What did you see from the final possession there, that inbound play?
First look was Buddy. They didn't switch it, but he stayed attached. We just worked on it. Next one was Harrison at the rim or Belly up top. I think after I threw it, I saw that it was Trevor's man. That's why it was two guys. But I mean, sometimes the ball just doesn't roll your way.
Which ankle did you tweak there in the fourth quarter?
I tweaked my ankle. I mean, it's just sore. It didn't really tweak, but kind of at the end of games, it just tightens up a little bit.
This is the second game in a row. You've been real close to a triple-double. You're trying to do everything you can to help carry these guys through this, right?
I'm just trying to help win, like you said. I mean, I get in there. I try to rebound with those guys. Anything I can do to help us win.
I know a lot of these haven't gone your guys' way, but just the experience of being in so many, shot to win the game, kind of last possession games, how invaluable is that for your group?
It's definitely good for us just to be able to play in those close games, but I'd rather win by 10. But definitely going through the experience. Obviously, we wish you wanted to be on the other side of that. We talk about learning lessons. I'd rather learn a lesson in a win than a loss.
What do you see in this getting you guys down in those early holes, kind of fighting?
We kind of get stagnant, and I think we kind of let that affect our defense. Or sometimes if we're getting scored on, then it affects our offense. So those have to be individual things. We can't let one affect the other. And I think when our defensive intensity has stepped up, I feel like our offense has played better. So those are two individual sides of the court. Obviously, sometimes they do play effect, but we have to keep them separate.
A few more guys. Are you seeing differences from you guys, home and away? I mean, I know you haven't been on the road in a while, but do you see a difference within the team?
Oh, no, not necessarily. I mean, the same thing happened in Phoenix. We were down 20, came back, but we won that game. So that's not something that I want to see with us. But no, I don't see much of a difference playing at home or on the road. Obviously, we have our fans to draw energy from, but you don't want to have to rely on that, when you're playing.
I know this wasn't one of Ariza's bigger or better games, but there are just a lot of things you guys can learn from him in terms of the know-how defensively.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy to screen. He gets through pin downs. He gets his hand on a lot of balls, and I mean, sometimes shots don't go in. Obviously, when he's making shots, he's helping us even more. But on the defensive end, he's so solid. He does so many things well, and it doesn't always end up in a stat sheet. We record deflections and things like that. And he's always one of the leaders in it. So we can definitely learn some of those things defensively from him.
Is there enough of that? Is there enough guys paying attention to those things and trying to learn those
I mean, I think so. We have a hustle board. It shows how many steals, deflections, blocks, charges, and loose balls that you get. So. Guys if you want to win that, regardless of, obviously it's a selfish thing because there's numbers, but that helps us win. So, and me and him actually do compete on that. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, that helps our defense. You know, if we're getting deflections, someone else is grabbing it, it ignites our offense. So, like I said, it's a selfish thing, but it's a good thing to be selfish about.